Hi parents of Scorpio children, this is your tarot treat for the week of the 8th through the 14th. If you are interested in taking advantage of my Mercury retrograde offer, that information is below. This is the final week. And what else? Also, I want to keep you guys aware that when you do listen to these readings, that your sun, next to your child's sun, like that may not resonate. That if you're looking at your child's sun sign, you may find that your sun sign, correlating sun sign, does not like align. So if that is the case, either this particular reading is not for you, or what you probably should do is pay attention to your moon sign or a different aspect. If you're reading for yourself or looking for the messages to align for yourself, pay attention to your rising sign if your sun sign doesn't speak to you. Also, you may want to consider looking at the houses. So if the houses aren't, or I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes the messages may be more reflective of your house. So if you have planets in that particular house, or just want to know what's going on in that particular house for you or your child, those themes may serve as well. So I'm wearing graduation stuff because kids are graduating from grades pretty soon. And in addition, we're all metaphysically and metaphorically graduating specifically from this Mercury retrograde season. But there's a lot of lessons, a lot of nuggets. And I just felt that this was appropriate. So for children with, or Scorpio children, the message that they have this week is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Don't look at this as necessarily a bad thing. It really just speaks to what no longer serves them is getting spun out. So it's going to show up for some as a lot of disappointment. Things that they were hoping to be involved in, they're not going to be, or, just plans falling through that cause an upset. And the one thing that you have to keep in mind that you should encourage them with is the notion that not everything is, it's like if they don't get it, it's because there's a divine reason why they weren't supposed to have it. Not to have or carry the attitude of why me, or why didn't this work out the way that I want it to. It's like divine protection and saying, if I gave you what you wanted, you would not be happy, and it would cause you more harm than what you are aware of. So this is a divine protection that if they are not, if things don't go their way this week, it's because the divine is protecting them and setting them up for something greater. So what they really want or what is going to best serve them will show like in the coming weeks or months, but they have to be patient and have the understanding that the way that they thought they wanted it was not going to best suit them. So, that aligns for not me specifically, but a situation involving, something that I'm familiar with. And it's like, yeah, even though it's disappointing or it's upsetting, I'm glad that that didn't happen, because we probably would have been irritated all year long. So everything happens the way that it needs to, and just know that the divine is setting your child up, setting you up for something that best resonates, and that's for your highest good. Because that situation, it looked good on paper, but there were going to be some aspects about it that they would have been stuck with for a long time, and they wouldn't have had a good experience. So divine is wanting to set them up for good things that are lasting and sustainable. Okie doke. Parents with or Aries aspects, you guys have the Devil in reverse. So you're coming out of, it's like things are being released for you. It could be in alignment, but this is a breath of fresh air where you thought that you were committed to something, or that you had to be committed or obligated to a particular thing. That heaviness is being alleviated for you, and you were so grateful. Parents with Taurian placements, you guys have the Two of Cups. I'm not sure if you guys had this For Capricorn children, maybe you have a Capricorn child. I think this was for Taurus. But things are just really beautiful. It's like, it's the reverse. So in my mind, these cards kind of go together, where you see the two there. You probably can't see it that well, but there's a chain connecting them. And in the traditional tarot, you would know that if you're aware of the cards. But yeah, just supportive energy for your child, giving them a lot of encouragement, a lot of woo woo woo, like it's okay, and helping them to see that that opportunity was not for them or didn't best serve them. But I see a lot of fruitful connections, communications. So whether this be at work, at home, people that you involve with are really enjoying talking to you this week. For parents with Gemini placements, you have the Six of Cups. You and your child are spending some extra time, going to places, going to the park, making, camping, just outdoor activities that really pull your child out of this rut. Reminiscing, nostalgic stories, you being lighthearted yourself, being more joyful, more attention and focus on play. Parents with Cancerian placements, you're coming out of a heaviness, or a heavy burden is being lifted for you. I feel like this is directly connected with your child, something that you would have had to involve yourself with. You don't have to deal with anymore, but just in life, especially with this Mercury retrograde and lunar eclipse season, or this eclipse season ending, or the intense part ending. You are letting go of old habits. Maybe you cut your hair, somebody. It's like getting rid of you're cutting something off, you're revitalizing yourself, revamping. So I do see people cutting their hair, getting a new hairstyle, cutting stuff out of their life that no longer serves them, releasing this burden. Parents with Leo placements, you have the Nine of Cups. Stuff feels good. You are feeling like high, not in a bad way. I don't know why inebriated is coming to me. Not like too much liquor, but it feels like a spiritual inebriation. Like, is that it? You are in another dimension for some of you, but it feels really good. I feel like you've graduated. I also feel like you have some lessons of encouragement to share for your Scorpio child. Parents with Virgo placements, you guys have the Five of Swords. So you're coming out of a conflict with people. I don't know if you guys had this for a different reading, but yeah, definite, it's an ending. Stuff was very stressful or trying or irritating, and I feel things are subsiding for you. For parents with Libra placements, you guys have the Knight of Cups. There you go, walking over to your child, making sure that they're okay, checking in, giving them the encouragement that they need. You may have a dog or a pet, a cat maybe for some of you, but I feel like you have a dog for whoever this is for. But you're spending a lot of time working with your Scorpio child to lift and build them up. And your child, not your child, your dog, and some of you may call them a fur baby, but I don't think that's for the majority of you. Some of you guys don't get down like that. Like, that's a pet. But yeah, they are very comforting as well. Scorpio parents, or parents with Scorpio placements, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you are dropping a lot of stuff. The stuff that doesn't serve you, but I feel like you're dropping your priorities so that you can be present for your Scorpio child. I'm seeing if there's anything else coming through. Priorities is it. What isn't a priority, what doesn't serve you, it's not on your radar this week. You're taking the time to do a lot of self-healing, self-reflecting, that's where your energy is. That is where your energy is. Parents with Sagittarian placements, you are like, there's a, I don't want to say confusion, but there's some indecision going back and forth about a situation in your mind. Not so much which way do you go, but it's like analysis paralysis. Like, there's so many things on your plate. Where do you start first? If maybe you have a project deadline, something that you're trying to get done and accomplish, but you feel like you don't even know where to start, I want to encourage you, if you can, do some breathings, do some yoga. Breathing in terms of like the inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8 method, and do that like 4 times. And that will help you gain some clarity. I don't know if like meditation videos on YouTube, or however you, whatever inspires you in that way. But I really want to encourage you to consider, instead of getting wrapped up in your head, do those things that help you to calm down or emotionally regulate yourself. Parents with Capricorn placements, you have the Knight of, or the Ace of Wands. New beginnings, new exciting, passionate things coming up for you specifically. Maybe it's a new business venture, either a new promotion within your job, but just a creative outlook on life. Maybe I see you starting something. So either a new path, a new health regimen, something like that. But I see you taking your Scorpio child with you on this to help get them out of this rut. Maybe you guys decide, you know what, let's go on a road trip. Let's either rent an RV or whatever. But let's get out of here and let's go see stuff outside of our city. Excuse me. Parents with Aquarian placements, you guys have the 6 of Wands. So awesome. So there's a victory in your life, a victory in your family. Like, you guys are revamping how you do life in general, cutting some stuff out that doesn't serve you, putting the right people in your life, or investing deeper into those connections that are valuable for you. And lastly, Pisces, you guys have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not sure if you guys, maybe it was the 8 of Pentacles that you had, but I see things turning around, coming out of what felt like stagnant or isolated energy. You're getting your energy back slowly but surely. So it may not be full, like you may not be at 100%. Well, no, you don't want this, but you may not be at 100%, you know, fully energized by the end of the week, but you will be close. But you're using this time to reflect things that bothered you with this Mercury retrograde season. You're using this week to reflect upon and see how you want to do things and do life differently. So that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.